And hello YouTube, this is GS Man Smart, and I'm today on a brand new video for Gaming with GS. Today we're going to be looking at a game review of Hearthstone, produced by Blizzard, the same company who created World of Warcraft, Heroes of the Storm, Diablo, and yeah, so pretty popular game. A lot of people have recommended me to play it. I've been playing it for a good month or two now. I'd say probably a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 2 months. I've been playing it for quite some time now, and I'll be honest with you, going into this game, I wasn't confident. You know, I'm not a huge card playing fan. You know, I have played Wizard 101, which is a magic card strategy game, MMO. So I did kind of like that game. So you know, I knew that I would like Hearthstone a little bit, but you know, I'm not a huge you know, hardcore card playing fan. But when I got into this game, I was surprised. I really did like it. So even if you're not into the whole card game genre, I do recommend you try it because you may just like it. Before we start the major part of the review, I do want to say this game is free to play, so there shouldn't be a reason why you shouldn't try it out at least. And the download is fairly quick as well. Probably one of the fastest downloaded games that I've ever downloaded. I was surprised it didn't take that long. So yeah, definitely try it out. Lots of good things in the game that we're going to go over, but there's a few minor, I wouldn't say terrible things, but things that can get annoying. So first of all, most of the game is free to play. The only thing that you have to, well, basically the entire game is free to play. However, if you want to gain special things, like for example gaining a new avatar or character, when we go into a game later on, you'll see that whenever you pick a class, you know, you have a specific character. If you want to change that character, then you know, you can buy it with real money here, a one-time purchase of $9. And they even let you preview it. So
you have my bow.
If you want to upgrade that, you're gonna have to upgrade it with real life money. The same with getting new cards. You're gonna have to buy with real life money. However, this is accessible also with in-game gold. You can buy one pack for 100 gold, which is pretty good. It doesn't take long at all to get 100 gold. So, very flexible game. You don't need to waste a single dime to actually have fun with the game. Even the adventures, which are sort of the different story modes of the game, you can even buy these with in-game gold, which I'll go over later on. So for the most part, the entire game is pretty much free, unless you want to, like, you know, go quickly and get a bunch of cards really fast, or if you want to upgrade some of the more cosmetic-y aspects of the game, which is like your character. Now be aware this game is still fairly new, and many updates are still coming to it. They're adding a lot of new things. So we may see more things in the shop here that require you to pay with money, or we may not. We may see more free things, who knows. But at the current time of this review, there's pretty much really well designed that you don't need to use any money. So now that we've gone over that question, which a lot of people may have, you know, oh, is it pay to win? Is it, you know, do you have to buy stuff? That's been answered. But the point of this game is basically to collect cards, make a deck, and face other people, and basically play against them with your deck of cards. The game allows you to collect a bunch of cards and have your own collection. If we go into my collection here it tells you all the cards that you have for each class. You can be a druid, you can be a hunter, you can be a mage, a paladin, a priest, a rogue, a shaman, a warlock, and a warrior. Each of these classes sort of have their own special, unique style of gameplay. The warrior is able to stack armor, gain defense, and, you know, also do some major attacks For example, this card right here, it gives your hero +4 attack this turn. It also has a great number of weapons that you can equip and use on each of your turns. So, you know, typical warrior class, have some defense and be pretty brutal while lacking some utility. Other classes like the mage relies heavily on spells, on lowering mana costs, and tending to have a little more utility, such as polymorphing dangerous cards into sheeps, making them completely useless, or drawing extra cards, or freezing your opponents. So a bit more utility based class. You have your typical healer, which is your priest. Where is it? Priest, which focuses a lot more on defensive, buffing your minions and stuff like that. And then you even have things like a rogue who can literally just one-shot your some of your minions, and it's really annoying. But it lacks. I'm not very familiar with the rogue, but each class has its own strengths and weaknesses. So the game is very balanced. I have to say that it's very balanced throughout the class. There's no one class that is considered OP, or that just face rolls across every other class. Quite recently, I've been playing the Shaman, I believe, and this class focuses on summoning minions, and buffing those minions. So each class is very distinct, and it's really fun to play each class. Every class is very different, and it makes gameplay stay interesting. It makes it hard to get bored of the game with the number of classes you have, and with the number of different card combinations you can make, and the number of different decks you can create. So it does keep the game fresh, which is a good thing. Now, aside from that, you also have your neutral monsters, which every class can use, and these do a variety of different things. The cards with the blue borders are new cards that I've got from either crafting, opening packs, or from doing the adventures, which I'll go over soon next. So this is basically your deck area. Here you can create a deck. If I go to new deck, you would pick a class, and you can basically create your deck of 30 cards. And it saves it here. It even tells you, how much mana you would need for each card, and gives you an overview of your deck. So great deck building system. Finish automatically, no. And if you ever happen to run into the problem, oh, I need this specific card, there is a way to craft specific cards. If you go to crafting here, you can even craft a specific card that you may need, and it would cost you magic dust. I think that's what it's called, magic dust, arcane dust. And this arcane dust can be acquired through the weekly tavern, which I will go over soon, through the arena, which I'll go over soon, or just by simply disenchanting cards that you don't need or that you don't want. All you'd have to do is go to crafting here, and you would literally click a card and click disenchant, and it gives you arcane dust, and then you can use that arcane dust to create other cards. However, there's a way to get arcane dust without enchanting any of your cards. You want to keep all your cards. Sometimes you'll have like triples, and there's really no point in having triples of a card, because you can never put 3 cards of the same kind in your deck. So if you ever have 3 kinds of a single card, there'll be a little button here that says, oh, do you wish to disenchant any extra cards, and it'll give you arcane dust. So it's a great system to collect cards. If you don't want to waste money, you can always craft your cards. You can always buy your cards with in-game gold. There's several alternatives to collecting cards rather than spending real-life money. And that's what makes this game really fun, is that you're not forced to buy with real life money. There are several ways in gaining your cards that you want in, you know, a variety of different methods. That's pretty much the deck portion of the game. That's pretty much customization, how you can make your deck, how you can collect cards, and whatnot. So that's deck building basically. Now, how do you get a bunch of gold? Every day Hearthstone will give you a new quest, and your quest will be here in your quest log. Currently I don't have any because I've already done all my quests, but every day they'll give you a little quest here, and the quest could be, oh, win 2 matches with a warrior, win 2 matches with a mage, play 5 matches with this specific class, or it could be watch one of your friends play a match. And sometimes the reward will be 50 gold, other times it'll be 60 gold, 40 gold, sometimes it'll even be a card pack to open. So a variety of different quests also makes the game stay very interesting, and it gives you an incentive to come back every day and check and, you know, play a few matches. So there's the incentive there to come back every day, because every day you'll get a new quest for you to complete. That'll give you roughly around 50 gold. So, you know, in 2 days you could pretty much buy a pack. If you play a lot of matches, you can buy a pack every day, even also maybe even more packs every day. But we'll go into the gold per match soon. So here's your quest log. It also gives you, you know, levels for all of your classes here. So we've gone over quest log, we've gone over shop, and we've gone over your collection, which is where all of your cards are. They also have a cool, neat little thing here where you can just buy your cards, and then they put them in this little section here, and then you're able to open the cards. I'm gonna see if I can actually open a card on video footage here, so you guys can see how it works. And it's a pretty cool little. There's some pretty cool effects they added here to make this like really epic when you're opening cards. So. Tavern Brawl is something new that they recently just added. I'm sure they're going to add more of these little features. But Tavern Brawl, every week, I believe, they're basically adding a new event, which has its own little twist to it. It has different game rules. In 1 week, you may be getting a deck of random cards, of all legendary cards. I know this week, I've already done my weekly what's it called? My weekly match. Sorry, not getting the words out of my mouth. But I've already done my weekly match for the Tavern Brawl here, and this week it was basically pick a class, and we're gonna give you a bunch of really good cards. And so you'll be getting like legendary cards and all these epic cards, and you'll actually get to use them. And what's cool about this is that every week you're able to get a free card pack. So if you win at least 1 match in the Tavern Brawl every week, they give you a free card pack for you to open and gain cards. So it's a pretty neat idea. You also can gain arcane dust this way by playing in the Tavern Brawl. So Tavern Brawl just has special rules to play in the game. And it's pretty fun, I gotta admit. I've done about 4 or 5 of these, and they've been pretty good. Now the arena, what the arena does is, now this is like I said, you can buy it with money, or you can buy with in-game gold, and you're basically gonna be creating a deck. They're gonna give you a bunch of random cards, and you have to create your deck with the cards that are given to you, the random cards that are given to you. And what'll happen then is that with this deck, that you've created, you have to go through a series of matches, and you basically have 3 chances. You basically have 3 chances to lose. If you lose 3 times, you're kicked out of the arena. But if you continue to win, your reward gets higher. So if you've won 1 match, then you gain tier 1 reward level. If you've won 2 or 3 matches, your reward will be better. If you won 5 matches, your reward will be even better. But if you lose 3 matches, or I think it's 3 matches, if you lose, maybe I've only done this once. They give you 1 free trial to actually like try it out. And I think I won like 5 matches, and they gave me like 2 packs, I think, to open. So that was really cool. But basically what happens in the arena is you create a deck of random cards, and the more times you win, the higher your reward. That's basically how it goes. And you can only lose a certain amount of times. So that's the arena. Now for solo adventures, this is basically what you're going to be doing for the first 10 levels of each of your classes. You're going to be going into, this is basically practice mode. If you click normal, you can basically pick a class, and if it's level 0, and you basically have to do this, because from level 1 to 10, here's where you unlock all the basic cards. So you kind of have to do this, unless you're like really good at the game and you want to test your skills at level 1 against the real people. But usually I would just rank to level 10 with a class here, and you would pick which NPC you want to fight against, and you'll basically be playing against a computer. Matches are fairly easy. They're not like, you know, ridiculously face roll easy that, you know, you can never lose. I have lost a few times against some of these, especially with some of the newer classes that I don't know how to play that well. So it's a pretty good practice area for you to practice your classes and get better at them. And then when you're rank 10, when you're level 10, you have all of your basic cards, and then you can create your deck. So that's basically, this is kind of like the story mode of the game, if you want to call it that. They also have an expert version, and then these are basically the new things that they have added. These are like different stories that you can do, and you can also buy these with gold, as you can see here. So pretty much everything in this game you can buy with gold, which is really cool. You can also buy it for $6.99, but I haven't done any of these yet. But it basically gives you free cards. If you complete this quest, you get these cards. So it's a great way to, you know, get some good cards, because look, right here you'll see that, and I forgot to mention this, but whenever you see a little diamond here, it tells you how good the card is. So as you can see, this one has a orange diamond, so it's a pretty, I think it's like a legendary card. So you can get this card if you know, finish this quest, and it costs you 700 gold, which I think is reasonable enough, especially if you're not using $7. 700 gold is not that hard to get. It's not easy to get, but it's not hard either. I usually get about 100 gold every 2 days, and I don't play this game a lot. I just log in every day to do my quest. Sometimes I play like, you know, 3 matches a day, and that'll be it. But you know, for those people who are really into the game and play a lot of matches, it's not that hard to get 700 gold. So yeah, they have that one, and they have another one here, and same deal. You basically get new cards if you finish the quest, and you can buy us with gold also. So that's basically your story portion of the game, all of that. And like I said, you can buy these adventures, you can also buy them in the shop. You can buy the whole full adventure for like $25, I think, if you don't want to like buy it separately. So that's pretty much it. Those are the features of the game. And then you have play mode here, which you're basically going against the real people. And you can do practice casual, which is just practice mode against real people, and you can also do ranked. Now, here's one of the problems is with the game. Matchmaking it's not terrible. I've gone on win streaks. I'll be very honest with you, I have never used a single dime on this game. I've basically only opened packs with my gold. So you can imagine I don't have, you know, epic cards. In fact, if we categorize my cards right now by classic, I don't have many rare cards. I mean, I don't have like none at all, but you know, I have a good amount, but I don't have any, like, I only have 2 from the Goblins vs. Gnomes pack. I don't have any from this pack. And if we're looking at, like, legendary cards, I think I have, like, what? I don't think I have any legendary cards. Well, I have this one. It's not legendary. This is a high tier. It's the purple. I do have a lot of white tiers and blue tier cards. But I don't have any orange legendary cards. So you can imagine that I don't have the best cards in the game. I don't have anywhere near to even the best cards in the game. I pretty much have common cards and some somewhat rare cards. And I do still win a lot of games. I win a lot of games. In fact, if we look over here, I have 67 wins. So I do win a good amount of games still. And the problem though is that sometimes you'll run into people that will have like these legendary cards, and you know they're either you know lucky drops from the opening packs, or they're actually like buying their cards. So you know, matchmaking can have its downs sometimes. I feel like matchmaking sort of matches you by level, and you know, if you're a casual player and you're slowly leveling up, then you know you may be facing another guy that has like a bunch of legendary cards in his deck. I feel like Blizzard should be matchmaking, you know, with your deck and not with like your level, because I don't think they matchmake with the deck. Because I've been facing people that have like, you know, legendary cards in their deck, and it's like, well, wow, I don't have any legendary cards. How am I gonna win this? But it's not impossible. I have won games where people would have like 1 or 2 legendary cards, and I would still win the game. So it is a heavily reliant strategy game. So, you know, they have ranked. I haven't gone to ranked yet though, because you know, I'm not that awesome at the game yet. But I'm going to be showing you now, you know, what one of these games looks like. And your first round basically gives you a list of cards, and if you want to keep these cards, you can keep them. I'm going to be getting rid of this one though, because it costs 6 mana. At the beginning of the game, you don't have 6 mana. You only start with 1 mana. And so I'm going to be getting rid of this one. I'll keep the 2, 2, and 3 mana though, and I'll get this one Fireball, which is fine. Now every turn, you'll basically gain 1 mana. The first turn, you'll have 0 mana. But every turn that advances, you get 1 mana. So it goes with the 10 mana. If you're 10 rounds into the game, you'll get 10 mana, and you can use some of these higher cards. Right now, I can't do anything. I do have this coin here, which allows me to gain 1 extra mana crystal, and then I could do something, but I'm actually going to save this coin for later. We are facing a shaman right now, and as you can see, the shaman's special ability is to summon a random totem, which is sort of like a minion. And our special ability as a mage is a fireball, which deals 2 damage. So each one of these classes has their own little special trait here, and you know, and each class is basically different in its card type as well as its own special ability here. One thing that's really cool about this game is the cards look really, like the art in the card looks really good. It's really appealing to the eye. I love the art in this game. The sound effects are great, and you know, it's just fun collecting cards and looking at what they all do, how they all look. And like I said, the game is pretty balanced. You know, I can't complain about the balance of the game, other than, you know, sometimes the matchmaking being kind of off. For the most part, the game is pretty good balance-wise. So, I'm just going to be going through this match here. What do I want to do? Do I want to freeze this guy? If I do this, I can probably kill him.
I wonder.
But I think I'm going to use this. Now, hopefully me talking to you guys won't, like, ruin my brain, because you do have to think for this game a lot. You really can't, you know how with other games you can, like, open up, you know, like YouTube and watch a YouTube video while you're playing the game. Well, with this game you can't. You really have to pay attention. But as you can see right now, he's using Hex, which is turning my minion into a frog. I don't know why he did that. Well, I guess it was a good idea, but I would have done something differently. I'm gonna go ahead and use this card. Now, Battle Cry, as you can see, what Battle Cry means is that as you place this card down, it will have an effect. Each card has a different effect. This one right here, you see whenever you play a card, you gain +1/+1. And basically what +1/+1 means, it basically gives you 1 attack and 1 health. The bottom left corner of the card is your attack, the bottom right corner of the card is your health, top left corner is your mana. And we're actually going to use this card. Use this card here because I want to give my frog here actually an attack and a health. That way I can Now you see I can either attack him right here and bring his health down here, or I can attack this. But I know this is gonna heal after his next turn. As you can see, it says heals for 1 health at the end of the turn, so I'm just gonna attack him like this. And we'll end our turn. Now if a person is ever trolling you and just taking forever, you did see that little rope there that goes all the way down. And you know, that will potentially help AFKers get disconnected, or it'll basically end the game very quickly, so you can win. Now we see here he put a taunt out, which means I have to attack this minion. I cannot hit him, or I cannot hit this minion. I have to attack this one right here, which is fine. I could use Fireball. I think I will use... Well, I don't know. I think I will use Fireball. Let's use Fireball.
Push forward.
And now we can destroy this, and now we can hit him like that. And just so you know, the deck that I have right now doesn't have many rare cards. These are all basic cards. The only rare card I have right now is this one right here. So you'll see that I can pretty much hold myself up pretty well with basic cards. So even if you don't have, you know, even if you're new to the game and, you know, you're facing people, don't be scared, because you can win with basic cards like these. It's not terribly difficult to win. You just really have to pay attention and you know, make smart decisions. So right now, as you can see, I also have a heal card. This is a white tier card. However, it's not very hard to get. I've gotten a bunch of these. So this is one of my heal cards. I'm going to keep this for later on. I think the next thing I'm going to do is bring out a taunt. And I'm actually going to use my mana crystal here now to use my freeze and destroy that. That way I can hit him like that. As you can see, we're doing fairly good. Now, one thing you want to be aware of, I'm going to give you a little tip here. You don't want to go ahead and use all of your cards at once and put them all out, because then you'll have no cards, and as you've been noticing, right now we're only getting 1 card per turn. We're getting 1 mana per turn, we're getting 1 card per turn. Now, from here on, I think we're gonna put this guy here. As you can see, it costs me 6 mana. I cannot put anything else. However, he does have 6 attack and 7 health. So it should scare him and hopefully make him use a high mana costly card. Let's see what he does. So he's going to be using that to heal himself, which is fine. He has 6 mana left, 6 out of 7. And it looks like that's a good play. He turned my big monster into one of those frogs again. So that was a really good play by him. And he's going to deal 1 damage and freeze that one. Another really good play. Okay. So I guess here we're gonna drop this down.
Give me a quest.
And then we're also gonna drop this down and give our frog again some stats. And as you can see, our effect here, we gain 1+1 based on how many cards we put down, and we just put this card down, so it increases that. I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna get rid of this, and it's also gonna kill us, but we're gonna get rid of that minion. It's gonna do 2 damage to us, and that's all we can do. We only have 1 mana left. We can't do anything else. Another cool thing about this game is these matches tend to be fairly quick. They aren't very long matches, and you know, that's what makes the game fun. You know, you can, if you're having a bad match, you can even surrender. You can click concede and you can surrender if you feel like you're having a bad match, and you can go right into the next game if you feel like it. So quick matches make the game really fun, and you know, it just makes the game casual, and if you wanna, if you wanna like not be so casual, you can always play ranked, and it should be a lot more difficult there. However, I don't have experience in ranked, so I wouldn't be able to tell you right off the bat how much more hardcore it is. So we're gonna do that, and we get another card here, and we're actually gonna bring out this guy, and this is gonna bring this up to 5. Now, I don't want him to be hitting us with this huge card here, so I may have to sacrifice this just because I don't want him to hit us with that big card. And I could destroy this. However, he only has 1 card. That 1 card probably is not going to do anything majorly drastic. I am going to do this, though. Get rid of that. And he only has 2 cards right now. As you can see, usually when you have more cards in your hand than your opponent, you're doing fairly well. So let's see what he does. He's going to bring out another minion. Unfortunately, it was not the taunt one. He really needed a minion that gives him taunt, so that forces me to attack that one. However, he did not get it. He ends his turn. And we're going to go ahead and... Now sometimes you also get these foil cards, sort of like these special golden cards. Nothing special about them, it just gives you an animation to it. I think we're going to go ahead and draw some cards to see what we get. And we do get one of these, which is good. However, I'm not going to... should I bring it out now? I think I'm going to bring it out now, just in case he brings something huge next round. He'll have to attack this. And we're just going to continue attacking him like that. These two don't have any attack, so I'm winning right now. I kind of want to kill him real quick, so I'm not going to bother about these. However, sometimes it is better to kill the minions first, because if you leave them there, they could stack up. And he does surrender. So as you can see, we didn't have any like legendary cards and we still won. Now after you win a game, you basically gain these little crowns. If you win 3 games, and it doesn't have to be 3 games in a row, it can just be 3 wins. You know, if you lose one the next game, they're not going to take a crown away. So whenever you win 3 games, you get a crown. Whenever you win a game, you get a crown, basically. And then you get 3 crowns, you get 10 gold. So most of the quests in the game will say like, oh, win 2 matches with a mage, and you'll get 40 gold. And if you want to do a 3rd match, you'll get another 10 gold, and you have 50 gold. And you can come back the next day and get another 50 gold. So, if you want to be a very casual player and just take it slow, then honestly, you just gotta come every day and play 3 matches and win 3 matches. Or, you know, finish your quest and do 1 more match, and you can get 50 gold each day and buy a pack, like, you know, every 2 days. So I'm gonna go ahead and play 1 more match so I can show you guys the opening of the deck. So I'll be back after I play this next match.
Versus Jaina!
You asked for it. My magic will tear you apart.
got the best deals anywhere.
Give me a quest. Oh, that failed. The gates are open. Behold the might of Stormwind! Farewell. Farewell.
I hope you like my invention.
What to do?
What we do.
Time runs out on
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Pass me that Arclight's banner.
magic shall not save you.
Well played.
Give me a minute.
Of course.
Alright guys, so as you can see, I just won the last match, and I actually kept it on the video because it actually ended up being a really good match and a really good example for how the person I was facing had a lot of non-basic cards. He basically had a lot of cards that were either semi-rare or were rare, but I still ended up winning with most of my cards being pretty much basic cards that you get from level 1 to 10. And as you can see, now we have our 3 wins and we get our 10 gold. And so I just thought it was a really good match, and I played really well, so I wanted to show you guys. Just keep it on the video so you guys can actually see. Sorry there was no commentary. I was kind of like, I wanted to stay quiet and think a little bit, so I do apologize for that. Hopefully it didn't bother that many. But for those of you who did skip ahead with the annotation, that's fine as well. But once you have 100 gold, you can now go into and as you saw, if you were watching me play that second match, there's no chat in the game, which makes it, which is like, some people may think like it's a bad thing, you can't communicate with the other person, but why would you need to? I mean, most people are just gonna be negative, saying, "Oh, you got wrecked. Oh, you know, you suck. Oh, are you kidding me? You used all legendaries." It's just gonna bring negativity. So Blizzard has given you the option to like right-click your character, as you saw me do in the end when I clicked "Well played." You do have a list of options to say hello, sorry, oops, thanks. You know, you can be a little witty and say like, threaten. And well played. So you do have an option to, if you want to somehow communicate, you can. And you can also add the person on your friends list here, and you can then talk to them there if you really wanted to. So I think it's a really good idea for Blizzard to not have incorporated chat and just give like pre-selective options to chat with. But now that you have 100 gold, you can now buy either pack here. I'm actually gonna buy this one because as you saw, I only have 2 cards from this deck, so I kind of want to see what I get. But both of these function the same. They all have different cards in them, and you are guaranteed at least 1 semi-rare card. I don't really know if the term is called semi-rare. I think it's called rare card. I don't know, but you at least get 1 card with a rare or better. There it says even. So even here you get 1 card with a rare or better. So we're gonna buy this one, and when you get that. And for some reason, I really like this about this game. I don't know why. It's something so small, but I like it. You get to drag your thing in here, and then it makes this cool little animation. It pops open, and then you get to flip your cards over and see what you get. I don't know why, but I like the card. I like this idea. And as you can see, I got a lot of good cards. I got a white tier here, a white tier, a white tier, a white tier, and a blue tier even. So these are really good cards here. And you'll see that for some of these are only for specific classes. This one's only for Paladin. And then these are all classes. These will be your neutral cards. Like I was showing you earlier, your neutral cards here. And yeah, you can basically look at them and you can press done and they'll be added into your collection. And if you go into your collection here, the numbers with the red numbers up here will show you your new card. And then you can right click on it to make it big. And you can read what it does. Whenever this minion takes damage, add a spare part card to your hand. I don't really know what spare part is. I imagine it's a card that you need for like if you're playing like a mechanical, sort if you have like a mechanical sort of deck. But I don't really like the mechanical deck, so I'm not too familiar with that. But you can always wiki it on the Hearthstone wiki. Whenever you summon a mech, gain Divine Shield, which basically makes it not take any damage the next turn. We also have this one, deal 3 damage, which is like a spell basically like a spell card, basically, which is good for the Warlock. And then our neutral monsters here, this can be used by any class. And you can see we had this one, which gives it stealth. If you don't understand something about the card on the, I believe it's, if you hover over it, it tells you what stealth does. Can't be attacked or targeted until it does damage. We also got this one, which is Wind Fury. And this is actually a really good card. Wind Fury allows you to attack 2 times per turn. And we also have a ton more here. Now, if I didn't want some of these cards that I got, I can always go to it and I can right-click it and disenchant. So whichever cards you don't like, you don't find useful, you can always disenchant them. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's the review. For the most part, the game is really fun. One thing that I feel like it does lack a few features. Like, I'd love to play against my friends, and that option, I don't think it's available yet, which kind of sucks, you know. I would love to play against my friends, but I do see people maybe abusing the, you know, letting your friend win. I'm gonna forfeit for you and give you a bunch of gold. So I do see that issue, but, you know, I'd love to play against my friends. So there should be like a practice room where you can play against your friends. There's a lot of things they can do with this game, and it's obviously still developing. But for the most part, the game is really good. Aside from the fact that a few matchmaking issues. I mean, I've only ran into about maybe 2 or 3 matches in my entire time I've been playing this game where I'm like, oh my god, this guy has a bunch of legendaries, there's no way I can win, I'm just gonna quit, I'm gonna forfeit, I'm gonna concede. And, you know, those few times where matchmaking isn't that great, aside from that, and aside from, you know, not being able to play against your friends, and a few lack of features. I do know some of my friends said they kind of got bored because, you know, they got bored of just playing the play mode, but now there's Tavern Brawl. So, I mean, the game's developing still, it's still growing, but I would definitely give this game 9 out of 10, and maybe 8 out of 10. 8.5, 9 out of 10, definitely. Great game, definitely recommend it to you guys. Sorry for the long review, but if you've seen my Guild Wars 2 review, which I would highly recommend you check out as well, because another great game. I tend to like to make my reviews rather lengthy to sort of give you a really good idea of what's good in the game, show you the game off, and you can make a really valuable decision on whether you want to spend your time and or money into the game. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you do enjoy the video, don't be afraid to add me. This is my name here. You can add me, and you know, I'm pretty good at the game, so I can give you some tips if you'd like. But that'll be it, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see. I'll probably be making some videos on Hearthstone from now on as well, like some guides or some tutorials or some tips and tricks videos, and we'll see how that goes. Thank you for watching. I hope that this video helped you out in any way. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It'll really help me out. If you didn't like it, you can leave a comment below as well and give some feedback. If you have any other comments or questions, please leave them in the comments as well. And I usually try my best to answer those comments within the next 24 to 48 hours, depending on how busy I am. I also have plenty of other content on my channel about different gaming tutorials, as well as general gaming videos for Guild Wars 2, League of Legends, Minecraft, and any others that you may be interested in. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, check it out. And if you like what you see, you can subscribe too. Would really appreciate it. You can also check out my other channels and social medias as shown on the screen right now. And with that, thank you so much, everyone. And this is GS Man Smart, and I'll be back sooner than you think. Don't go anywhere.